What's going on, everybody? It's the Home Theater Hobbyist here, and today we have our full review of the Emotiva Airmotiv B1 Plus. So let's get to it. So here they are, the Airmotiv B1 Pluses from Emotiva. They are part of Emotiva's Airmotiv lineup of speakers, and for those of you who aren't aware, Emotiva is an American speaker company, but they don't just sell speakers like these, they also sell subwoofers, amplifiers, processors, and basically all the audio gear you need for your home theater or music setup. The B1 Plus is a rear-ported two-way speaker with a 32mm folded ribbon tweeter and a 5 1/4 inch woven fiber woofer. It has a frequency response from 48 Hz to 28,000 Hz and a nominal impedance of 8 ohms. It is 10.75 inches tall, 7.12 inches wide, and 8.25 inches deep. Each speaker weighs 8.8 pounds, includes a 5-year warranty, and a 30-day trial period. And the B1 Plus costs $229 a pair. First of all, let's answer the first question most people are going to have about these speakers. What does the Plus mean in the naming convention? Well, obviously there's already a pair of B1 speakers, and these look identical to those. The change is on the inside of the speaker. Emotiva has gone through and they have changed the crossover settings inside the speaker to give you better mid-range performance. But they have promised that these are timbre matched to the Airmotiv lineup, so if you add these into your existing Airmotiv lineup or Airmotiv speakers, these will sound the same, but you'll have better mid-range performance. Before we move further into this review, if you haven't already, why don't you click that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be alerted anytime we upload new content. So these are obviously bookshelf speakers, so you will need to sit them on a table or speaker stand so that they'll be at ear level for your setup. But as you can see, you've got the front of the speakers with the grills on. Well, on the front, you've got a lot of sharp angles and things like that. So they kind of look like the Dark Knights sort of speakers in my opinion, but obviously that's just my opinion. The front face here kind of chamfers away towards the back of the speaker. So again, you've got a bit of definition there along the front. But to pull the grills off, all you do is just pop them off just like that. They are attached magnetically, and they have obviously the frame here and the magnets right here. So the front face is actually pretty clean. You don't have any holes or anything like that, and I think it looks pretty nice. At the top, you've got that Emotiva logo just above the tweeter, and that's the tweeter right there. It's got a little bit of gold or yellow color back there, so it looks kind of cool. And just below that, you've got the woofer, and that is the front of the speaker. The top, sides, and bottom of the speaker are all covered in this surface finish. This is a vinyl surface finish that they've put on this speaker, and it feels pretty good to the touch. It's not super soft, but it's also not hard plastic, and there is a little bit of texture to it. Now, what I like about this surface finish is it's not prone to picking up fingerprints and dust like you have in, let's say, a piano black surface finish or something like that. So it should be pretty easy to keep clean and maintain for many, many years to come. Along the rear of the speaker, as you can see, it has the same vinyl surface finish here, along with the rear port here up top. This allows air to escape out of the cabinet as the woofer moves back and forth. Just below that, you have the nameplate, which has the Emotiva logo, along with the name of the speaker, the B1 Plus, and the serial number. Now, just below that, you have the connections, negative and positive here, so you can connect this to your amplifier or your AV receiver. On the bottom of the speaker, it has the same vinyl surface finish that we mentioned before, but these also come with these little rubber feet. You can peel these off and attach them to each one of the corners of the speaker so that you can protect the surface on which it sits and also the speaker itself. Now, I didn't do that with this pair because it's a review unit and I don't really need these, but they do come in the box. Now we're going to move on and play a few audio samples so you can hear how the B1 Plus sound. Hopefully you enjoy those audio samples, but now we're going to move on and rank the B1 Plus in a few different categories from 1 to 5. 1 being the absolute worst and 5 being the absolute best. And we're going to start with design. In the design category, I have to give the B1 Plus a 4.5 out of 5. Emotiva has built a nice, solid cabinet. And they've covered it in a nice vinyl surface finish that is not hard plastic, but it's not super soft touch either. It's a nice blend in between the two that doesn't really pick up fingerprints or dust very easily, so it should be nice and easy to keep it clean for years to come. Along the front, you've got nice angles to kind of break up some of the black, along with the color of the tweeter right there. You also have this grill that is attached via magnets, so it's relatively easy to pull off, but it won't fall off. And I think it looks pretty good. I actually like the way these look a little bit better than even the T2 Plus that I recently reviewed. But I do wish it had a little bit more color, just because I like a little bit more color with my speakers, but obviously that's a personal preference. But I give this a 4.5 out of 5 in the design category. Now let's talk sound quality, and I have to give the B1 Plus a 4 out of 5. Emotiva has done a great job tuning the highs and mid-range in these speakers. You get really nice clarity, and in the mid-range it's nice smooth response, and it also is just a touch below neutral. It's just a little bit warm, which is nice. When I was watching movies or listening to music, vocals were nice and clear. I didn't have any issues understanding dialect or anything like that. Now, the stereo imaging with this pair is really good. It's got a nice wide sweet spot, which is really, really nice to have in a pair of smaller bookshelf speakers. The woofer does a pretty good job. It'll play down to 50 hertz, maybe 45 hertz or so, but you won't get impactful bass. You won't feel the bass coming through you. So you will want to add a subwoofer if you're planning to watch movies or if you like bass heavy music. The B1 Pluses were technically accurate whenever I was listening to things, which is nice, but honestly they lacked a little bit of engagement whenever listening to music. I wasn't drawn into the music like I like to be drawn into music whenever I'm listening to it from speakers. And I couldn't really put my finger on why I wasn't drawn in, because when I listened to the T2s, which is the big brother to these, I was engaged. I was drawn into the music, but with these, I wasn't so much. And that's why I have to give it a 4 out of 5. The next category I'm going to rank is value, and I have to give these a 4.5 out of 5. At $229 for a pair of these, this is a great value. I mean, technically they play very, very well. You get a nice build quality, they look good, and they should hold up for years to come. So from a value standpoint, I have to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Overall, Emotiva has done a great job continuing the B1 legacy with the B1 Plus. You get a solidly built cabinet that should be relatively easy to maintain for years to come. You've got magnetically attached grills, so it's easy to move them on and off depending on your desires, your needs. And you also get rubber feet that you can attach to the bottom to protect your speakers and also the furniture on which it sits. They give you excellent vocal clarity, but if you like bass, you probably want to add a subwoofer to these, which is normally the case with bookshelf speakers. And overall, they sound good. Now, like I said, I wasn't as engaged as I'd like to be, but honestly, if you really want engagement, I definitely look at either the T1 Pluses or the T2 Pluses from Emotiva. I reviewed the T2 Plus and I really like the sound of those, but these sound good as well. So if you want to purchase anything from Emotiva, why don't you use that link in the description below. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. We'll talk to you next time.